Hello everyone, welcome back to Believer Science Academy, Bengaluru. This is the Daily News Analysis. Today, on 8 November 2025, we'll discuss some important articles from prelims, mains as well as interview perspective. So the first article is about Supreme Court orders removal of stray dogs and cattle from the public places. So not just only the stray dogs but also the cattle have been removed from the public places now. Concerned over the rise in dog bite incidents and road accidents involving animals, the Supreme Court issued sweeping directions to all the states. It was previously only the Delhi, now it is to all the states and union territories to ensure public safety and compliance with animal birth control rules of 2023. So, key directions. First is removal, not just removal, but relocation as well. Stray dogs to be removed from the educational institutions, hospitals, bus stands, depots, sport complexes, and railway stations. And dogs must be sterilized and vaccinated before being moved to designated shelters. And no re-release of dogs to the same localities to ensure permanent clearance of such areas. Next is institutional and local bodies responsibilities. Who has been given the responsibility of removing these dogs? It is municipal bodies to carry out the removals and file compliance reports within 8 weeks. Each institution must appoint a nodal officer and conduct quarterly inspections. State survey to identify affected institutions within 2 weeks only. Next is cattle and road safety. National Highway Authority of India and local authorities have been directed to remove the cattle from highways to prevent accidents. Public premises must be secured within fencing and gates to prevent animal ingress. And then public health and welfare management, that is hospitals to maintain constant stock of anti-rabies vaccines. Very important. Hospitals to maintain constant stock of anti-rabies vaccines. Local bodies to adopt effective waste management systems to reduce stray animal food sources as well. And then what is the role of Animal Welfare Board of India? It is to frame uniform standard operating procedures for dog pet prevention and stray dog management across the states. So this judgment is not just haphazard, it is not like remove and relocate, it has covered every aspect. Removal of the stray dogs and also removal of the food for the stray dogs, which is main source of the stray dogs itself, and also removal of the cattle from the highways, and also vaccination, and then the relocation, everything is covered. And all the authorities have also been designated here. And the significance is this particular event enhances public safety, accountability, and urban governance, strengthens implementation of ABC Rules 2023 through judicial oversight, balances animal welfare with citizens' rights and safety. Just another one previous pointer about Animal Welfare Board of India. It was established in 1962 under Section 4 of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. Very important. Remember this act. Normally, what happens is in the previous prelims questions they have asked question about AWBI, but they have changed this this particular act. So very important. Next, headquartered in Balabarg, Haryana, not necessary, and the functions very important. It advises the government on animal welfare laws, ensures prevention of cruelty in films, entertainment and sports, promotes human stray animal control through ABC rules, works under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Okay, next, second article is about Sheikh Hasina. You cannot disenfranchise millions and say you are a governing by consent. So she was giving an interview recently and where she criticized current Yunus Khan government in Bangladesh. Former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who is in exile in India since August 2024, spoke about her political stance. The interim government led by Dr. Muhammad Yunus and the future of Bangladesh's democracy. The interview comes amid tense political climate ahead of February 2026 elections in the Bangladesh and the proposed new national charter. Why is this so significant? She talks about governance and legitimacy. Hasina questions the governance legitimacy of Yunus-led interim government, calling it unconstitutional and unelected. Why? Because she argued that banning the Awami League, which commands the supports of tens of thousands of millions of people, destroys the democratic consent itself. How can you ban a particular political party altogether? Then, quote, that is, you cannot disenfranchise millions of people and then claim you are a governing by consent. This has been taken out of context and many of the people are using this as a criticism against Modi government with respect to special intensive revision that was held in Bihar as well. Anyways, next, elections and political ban. Skeptical of the 2026 election promise, citing lack of actions after the 15 months of interim rule, emphasized that any poll without the Awami League's participation would be undemocratic and illegitimate. clarified that she did not call for a boycott but noted that voters will naturally abstain if their preferred party is banned. Next, charges and judicial process. Denounce the International Crimes Tribunal as a potential politically motivated, alleging that it's controlled by her rivals itself. And then claimed that the charges of crime against humanities are fabricated. Like when the Bangladesh coup happened, she fled to India. Many of the people said that she committed crimes against humanity. That is, she was a part of genocide in Bangladesh. As a result, International Crimes Tribunal uh, charged her with crimes against humanity. Okay, so this was a big significant issue, and as a result, this put a strain on India and Bangladesh relations as well. Why are you giving asylum to a person who is charged with crimes against humanity itself? Again, then challenge the government to move the case to the International Criminal Court for a fair trial. Accuse the interim regime of human rights abuses and extrajudicial actions against minorities and Awami League members as well. We all know after the Bangladesh revolution, what happened was the majority Muslim community started abusing the minority Hindus and the Christians of Bangladesh. They started burning the houses, burning the temples as well. So she is claiming that more than me, the current government has committed more human rights violations. So they should be held accountable. On the proposed July Charter and referendum, she rejected the interim government's July Charter as unnecessary and undemocratic, asserted that Bangladesh's existing constitution has served well for over 50 years, and why is the need for changing now? Next, foreign policy and India-Pakistan balance. Stapo supported pragmatic engagement with Pakistan but warned against ignoring India. She said, our most important relations will always be with India. Urge for balanced diplomacy and not rapid normalization that undermines regional trust. Okay, and then again about exile and leadership claim. She denied resigning before leaving Dhaka and maintained that she does not recognize US administration as legitimate. She reaffirmed commitment to democratic restoration through peaceful means. Again, very important article. Next, moving on to US President G2 grouping. What is the implications and global alliance? Okay, very important. What is the G2 grouping? Why the Donald Trump is talking about these G2 groupings all the time? So, US President Donald Trump's recent reference to a G2 with China has revived debates about a possible US-China duopoly, raising concerns among allies like India, Japan, and Australia. What is the G2 concept and how it evolved and originated was introduced in 2005 economist C. Fred Bergstrom of the Peterson Institute for International Economics proposed bilateral coordination between USA, China, and China to stabilize global economic systems post 2008 financial crisis, not meant to replace G20 but to pre-coordinate policies of the two largest economies for a smoother global governance. So what are the two largest economies at the moment? That is USA and China. He wants to bring coordination between these two countries so that the economy grows for all of them. The Obama administration briefly explored it, but the idea was waned as China's global ambitions grew larger. Then China's changing posture. Under Xi Jinping, China moved from Deng's high geo-strength approach to assertive narration or nationalism in trade, tech, and territorial disputes as well. So China is asserting its assertive nationalism all over the countries, not just within China but also at the global level, be it Belt and Road Initiative, be it 9-line, be it String of Pearls Initiative, etc. etc. Next, Belt and Road Initiative and the rapid military modernization challenges US dominance now. The 2017 US National Security Strategy under Trump reclassified China as a strategic competitor, leading to trade wars and Indo-Pacific alliances such as Quad. And the Trump's G2 reframing returned to bilateralism. So recently, the new G2 rhetoric marks a shift from confrontation to recognition of China's great power status, raises fears among allies that Washington may bypass multilateral frameworks such as Quad, G20, G7 in favor of direct US-2 dealings, could weaken collective Indo-Pacific deterrence and embolden China regionally. Global reactions is India is concerned about marginalization, strained by the past US tariffs and Quad uncertainty. Analysts stress that a stable Indo-Pacific is impossible without India, Japan, Australia. And Japan and Australia says that fear in reduced US commitment to regional security view G2 as a betrayal of Quad's purpose. ASEAN states says that cautiously optimistic about the reduced US-China tensions, but wary of their losing strategic autonomy. So it means different for different people. Next, implications for global order could lead to strategic marginalization of smaller powers and weakened multilateral system, and risks replacing consensus-based global governance with bipolar decision making And on the positive side, a temporary US-China thaw might stabilize trade, climate talks, and technology supply chains. Okay, very important. Next, we'll discuss this particular topic in the topic of the day video, a very important topic again. We'll discuss it later. Now moving on to the prelims pointer. So the first point is about Karni Mata temple, also called as Rat temple, which is present in Rajasthan. It is situated in Deshnoke near Bikaner, Rajasthan, dedicated to Karni Mata, who is regarded as the reincarnation of goddess Durga. The temple is also known as Temple of Rats, home to over 20,000 sacred rats called as Kaaba. White rats are considered especially holy, believed to be incarnation of Karni Mata and her son itself. Historical background: Karni Mata was a 14th century Charan caste warrior saint known for her ascetic life and social influence. Okay, Karni Mata is a real life individual, real life person who is compared as a reincarnation of Mata Durga. She laid the foundation stones for Mehergarh Fort in Jodhpur and Bikaner Fort, symbolizing royal patronage as well. The temple reflects the deep rooted folk devotion and syncretic religious traditions of Rajasthan. And the architecture is presents marble structures built in the early 20th century by Maharaja Ganga Singh of Bikaner, exhibits Mughal architectural influence as well, such as marble facade, intricately carved silver doors, and decorative panels depicting Karni Mata's legends. And the sanctum houses 75 centimeter idol of Karni Mata holding a trishul and adorned with silver ornaments. And the religious importance is it is unique example of animal veneration in Hinduism. The temple is major pilgrimage site and a symbol of Rajasthani folk religiosity, blending with myth, devotion, and local culture. And the final article for the day is about GPS spoofing. What is GPS spoofing and why is it news? That is, recently flight operations at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport recently faced disruptions due to GPS spoofing attacks, raising concerns over aviation cybersecurity. What is the spoofing attack? A spoofing attack is a type of cyber attack where fake data or signals are made to appear as if they came from a trusted source, which is deceiving systems or users altogether. And types include GPS spoofing, where fake navigation signals are provided, and then IP spoofing, that is making IP addresses to evade detection, and caller ID and SMS spoofing, that is misleading communications and sources. And what is GPS spoofing? It is manipulation of global positioning system data by transmitting counterfeit satellite signals stronger than the genuine ones. So very important, especially in the navigation, aircraft navigation. That is, if you are provided with a fake satellite navigation, more chances are that you are going to land up in a wrong place and result to accidents. Next effect is it misleads navigation systems to calculate false location, altitude, or speed. And the difference from jamming, that is, how is it different? In jamming completely blocks the GPS signals, but in spoofing, instead of blocking the GPS signals, it sends fake signals, which is more dangerous. Can cause aircraft or ships to go off course or lose navigation accuracy, can create safety in the risks and protect national security. Reported in a conflict zones like Black Sea, West Asia, and Middle East. And IATA report of 2024 says that 4.3 lakh cases of GPS jamming or spoofing and 62% rise from 2023. And finally, a practice question for you. I've already discussed about this one, so pause the video and write the answer in your comment box. Question is, with reference to Animal Welfare Board of India, consider the following. It is established under Environmental Protection Act of 1986. This is a question from 2022 prelims. Next, it is headquartered in Chennai. The broad issues certificates to films using animal to ensure that animals are not ill treated. Which of the following statements are right? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, and OD 1, 2, 3 only. So I was just discussed about this in the previous article. So please pause the video and write the answer. So this ends our news analysis for the day. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with the friends. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.